And welcome to this special broadcast of Focus On with myself, Balisa Mufiking. As you can see, we are here in Emperor's Palace where the 9th edition of the Leading Women Summit is taking place. And I can definitely tell you that energies are high, and it has been an exciting day where we have been listening in on some of the empowering panel discussions that have been taking place here from women coming from all walks of life, politicians, women in the creative industry, women in aviation. I cannot help but to be truly inspired. But here's what happened. Let's take a look. So, Edna, thank you so much for your time. Just to kick us off, tell us why you decided to partner with Forbes for this year's Leading Women Summit.
As African Bank, we truly believe that women are critical to the success of African Bank and to the success of our country. Forbes naturally is a leader in terms of acknowledging women's contributions and ensuring that even content that celebrates them is really put out there. And so African Bank wanted to partner with Forbes to say, you know what, women, we recognize you too, we acknowledge your contribution. And as African Bank, we truly believe that as a bank for the people, by the people, serving the people, we are a key partner in your development and growth.
Amazing. So as we know, financial inclusion is paramount to enabling people to be active participants of the economy. So tell us about some of the programs that you have that at least enable women to fully participate in the formal economy.
Well, look, financial inclusion is really how African Bank was started. So for us, it's not something we do, it's really who we are. From the dusty streets of Soweto in 1964, when we were conceptualized really by entrepreneurs from all over the country at the height of apartheid, it really spoke to saying, how do we assist people to move into the mainstream economy and to be able to move from poverty to affluence. So we've got programs around consumer education. Even as I speak today in Cape Town, in fact, we're focusing on Google Township as well as Fishhook, where we've got colleagues, African bankers there, really speaking to entrepreneurs, speaking to women, speaking to communities around how do you live your life better in terms of financial wellness, and how do you during these trying times stretch the rand so that you could be able to better provide for yourself and your loved ones.
And what about digital transformation? What are some of the initiatives that you have that enable women to participate not only in e-commerce but also in entrepreneurship as well as online businesses?
Well, actually, interestingly enough, we've got an African Bank Women's Entrepreneurship Development Program, and really that's only women entrepreneurs who we are developing there, and some of them come from the ICT space. We also have got for women youth a coding program, a development program for youth, unemployed youth at that, who are then taught to code so that they could utilize ICT to be able to build businesses for themselves, but also potentially to be able to become solo entrepreneurs who allow themselves to get businesses that they work with, that they supply, and so forth. For us, digital transformation also includes, of course, our offerings to our customers, and so we're very happy at the fact that we have got our assistant African banker who is named Karabo, who really speaks about how digitally you as a customer of African Bank can engage with an African banker, Karabo, and be able to get the services and products that you require.
And Edna, tell us how African Bank is promoting women in leadership.
Really, our executive group executive committee is made up of so many women. So we have got a good representation of women at Exco, Group Exco. We've also got a great representation of women at the board of African Bank as well. And in leadership roles, this is something that we are quite deliberate about. And so what we do is we in fact are able to have engagements with them, meaningful engagements. We ensure that whenever we've got opportunities for appointments and recruitment, that in fact women are prioritized. And this is really because we've seen the impact that it's had on our business when we've got women in leadership roles, women of course who really lead with a heart of empathy, but also a heart that says stewardship, so leave things better than I found them. And so because that's one of our key values at African Bank, we have no other choice but to do that by also ensuring that we're empowering, promoting and developing women within the African Bank.
And why do you think it's so important to ensure that women have a voice and they can influence themselves, or rather bring influence the spaces that they operate in?
I think we sometimes forget that women are kind of raised to have a voice, but we choose to sometimes not speak up, and we choose to sometimes say this may be a bit difficult. But one of the things that we as women have got is in our makeup is resilience, and that resilience doesn't necessarily come naturally per se, but it's come because of the circumstances that we find ourselves in on a daily basis. Resilience, for you to be able to build it up, means that you have to go through challenges and you have to try your best to overcome those challenges. So what we're really finding is that the more that we're working with women, whether in entrepreneurship, whether within our supply chain, because we've added a significant number of women into our supply chain as well, but really women across the board, it shows us that it's good for business. So for us, women development is good business.
Edna, before I let you go, what message do you hope to drive home as African Bank to the women who are in attendance today?
African Bank would not be here today if it was not for women who really courageously work together with men of our country to build this bank for the people, by the people, serving the people. To say that even though it's the height of apartheid, that business and commerce at that point in time was already male dominated, but in fact that African bankers as women, we are going to chart the way forward, not give up, encourage, motivate, influence, and so to ensure that from 1964 until we opened our first branch in Garankuwa of African Bank in 1975, that in fact women are really at the forefront. We have built this bank. This is your bank as women. Please come and see us at African Bank so that we can see how do we enable you to meet the dreams that you so audaciously have, and we want to show you that we honestly have the audacity to believe in you.